Nothing ever good comes of it, and it's just not a whole lot of fun. Hey, what's up you guys? It's Ananya, and today I'm going to be talking to you about what it's like living with a chronic illness. Let's get into it. So, according to the old Google, I'm gonna put my glasses on. I normally wear glasses, but with the ring light, it's kind of hard to because that's all you guys will see. So, the definition of a chronic illness or chronic condition is a human health condition or disease that is persistent or otherwise long-lasting in its effects, or disease that comes with time. There are a lot of things that can be considered a chronic illness or a chronic condition. Cancer can be one of them. Granted, some people can get over cancer and others can't. Autoimmune disorders are considered chronic conditions. Eczema is considered a chronic condition. Today, I'm going to be opening myself up and basically letting you guys go on this journey with me, trying to figure out what's wrong with me and what's wrong with my body. Basically, for the past, what year is it? 2020 now? So, and I'm just turned 24. 7 years? So about 7 years, give or take, I have been dealing with a lot of different symptoms, and I've gone to many different doctors and always got the same response. You got something, we don't know what it is, but it's not enough for us to dig deeper. Which, hearing that and going through what I have been going through gets really frustrating. So in high school, I went to an allergist and I found out I was allergic to a lot of different things. I'm allergic to coconut, I'm allergic to shellfish, I'm allergic to iodine, and I'm allergic to some nuts. And I am very, very allergic to dust and dust mites, and I'm also allergic to cats and some other things. I took that allergy test when I was in high school, and I should probably do an updated one at some point. I hate going to the doctor, I hate being in hospitals because nothing ever good comes of it, and it's just not a whole lot of fun. So after the allergist test, you know, they were like, you have all these symptoms that appear to be like an autoimmune disorder, but you don't test positive for the one blood test that they do. There are so many different autoimmune disorders out there that, sorry if you can hear that, that is my AC that just turned on. So I'll wait till it calms down before continuing. Also, I'm going to say, I apologize for my appearance. I am going through a really bad flare right now, which I will get into. But self-care hasn't been the best right now. I wanted to film this today before I go and see my new dermatologist. My husband just recently got out of the Marine Corps, and for those of you that know, being under a military medical system and military doctors isn't great. So I tried for many years before I was ever married, before I was under TRICARE, which is the military insurance. I went to different doctors and they couldn't figure it out, and then I got married and went to military doctors. So I didn't test positive for the ANA test, which is an anti-nuclear antibody blood test that can help them diagnose things like lupus, which I have a family history of. I have a family history of lupus, I have a family history of rheumatoid arthritis, among many other issues. Because I tested negative for that one blood test, my doctor at the time decided that everything was fine with me. There was nothing wrong, and I was basically making up all of my symptoms. Fast forward almost 3 years, and we just moved from my home state of Hawaii to South Carolina. And my husband is no longer in the military, and we now have different medical insurance. I am going to meet a new doctor, a dermatologist, and try and go on this long and I'm sure grueling journey of figuring out what's wrong with me and what can be made better. Because right now, living my life day to day is pretty miserable. My most pressing issues right now are my skin, my joints, and the swelling. So right now, my skin is extremely bad. It's very, very red, and so I previously was diagnosed with eczema many years ago, and you know, eczema comes in flares. It deals with your autoimmune or your immune system, and I went through many different things trying to figure that out. I've also done different regimes of antihistamines or allergy medication and different creams and steroid creams and ointments and bleach baths and you name it, I've probably tried it. And for a while, some of the stuff worked, and then flash forward to when we were trying to move out of our house in Hawaii. I think that was the whole trigger, is I was very, very stressed because making a cross the ocean move, when I grew up, born and raised in Hawaii, I've never lived anywhere else, it was a really stressful situation. And if any of you know anything about having an autoimmune disorder or a chronic illness in general, you would know that stress is a huge trigger. So, you know, with moving, I didn't really have much choice in being stressed or not, because moving and stress they go hand in hand, like, and so also trying to clean out our house. Those of you that are in the military or are a military spouse or have ever lived in a military base house, you know how extremely terrible it is to live on base housing. So that's when my skin started to get bad. I will include some pictures because I have some pictures of when it started to get bad and as it progressed. And then once we left, you know, it started to get a little bit better, and then we stayed in a not the best hotel. So after that, my skin started getting bad again, and I just kept progressing, and it's where it's at right now. And this is the worst my skin has probably ever been. And it's miserable. And my body is so swollen. Like, my arms are so swollen because of this. And here, I'm going to show you guys. My arms are not usually this swollen. I don't know if you can see. It's all over my arms. This one too. You can see there's small patches on this one where it's better and where it's not. But my arms are really swollen, like this way. They've never been like this. And if you know swelling, like, you know the feeling of swelling, it feels almost like your sensation is dulled when you touch. That's how this feels. And it just feels tight and awful, and it feels hot, and it is incredibly itchy and painful, and it burns. It almost feels like I am burning from the inside out. And at night, or at the end of the day, or when I'm laying down in general, it gets so much worse. So much worse. I cannot even begin to explain the feeling. But to me, being itchy and like this burning itch is so much worse than any pain I have ever had to deal with in my entire life. I've been through a lot of pain. I've had 2 emergency C-sections for my 2 little ones, and a bunch of stuff going on with that. So I've dealt with pain, and this is I give me all the pain. I would much rather have pain than be itchy and burning. So, but on top of that, not only my skin, my hands, my joints, my fingers are all painful and swollen. Hence the reason I don't have my wedding ring or my other ring on that I usually wear. Which I hate. I hate not having my wedding ring on, at the very least. But right now I can't wear it because I'm so swollen. And I was afraid that it would get stuck and I could never get it off. So for the time being, I'm not wearing it. So about a week and a half ago, something like that, a week and a half ago, I had to go to an urgent care to get some antibiotics because I had what you would call either a boil or an abscess in my armpit. I had several of them in both armpits. And the urgent care didn't want to drain them there because they didn't know what it was. So then they gave me a referral to a dermatologist, and that's where I'm going tomorrow. So the antibiotics cleared those up. I'm just worried that they will come back because they're very painful and embarrassing. And, you know, having a quality of life like this when almost your entire body is red and swollen and you don't look great or you don't feel great, it can take a real toll on your mental health. And I already suffer from anxiety and depression and PTSD and other stuff. But this just, it makes it so much harder. And I really I'm looking for answers. And I hope that you guys will go on this journey with me into figuring it out, because it also gets really lonely. I know that there are a lot of people out there that go through the same things that I do or worse, but I know there are a lot of people out there who are like me and are going through these issues and trying to figure out what's going on with them medically. And I also know that there are a lot of people who are dealing with a lot worse. But through this entire process, I just kind of want to be open and honest with everybody, because I feel like physical and mental health don't get talked about a lot, especially chronic and invisible illnesses. If my skin didn't look like this, you probably couldn't tell that I was sick unless I told you, or, you know, you knew. To most people, I look completely healthy, and that can be really frustrating. Having an invisible and chronic illness can be extremely lonely because people don't know you're sick. And it's not that you want them to treat you like you're sick, but you also want them to be more patient with you because you are sick. Some days it is physically painful for me to get out of bed. Some days it's physically painful for me to walk. Most times it's hard for me to hold my phone because my hands are that painful. A lot of times it's hard for me to pick up my kids because my joints hurt. And I really just hope that after all of this, I'll be able to find out what's going on and hopefully get healthy so that I can have a better quality of life, especially with my little kids. But I will be going for now because my little ones are calling for me, and I will update you after the doctor's appointment. See you guys later. Whatever, hoping for... I was a little more hopeful than I probably should have been. It's just more of the same. They prescribed another steroid cream. Said use hydrocortisone. And then said go see a rheumatologist, which is in the plans anyway. But I'm just beyond frustrated right now because I haven't been able to sleep because I'm so itchy. And right now I am just so, what's the right word? I'm so done with having to deal with all of this. I'm done with being itchy and in pain and not being able to sleep and everything else. So because I'm nursing, there's all these medications that I can't take or can't try or anything else. But there also are a lot that I can do, but doctors are too afraid to prescribe it because they're not specialized in nursing. They don't know how that works, so they just save their butts. They cover their butts by not prescribing these things. So I feel like I most likely won't get any actual help until I'm done nursing. And that's hard because nursing for me is an amazing bond and connection to my child. It's a way for me to be able to provide for my kids and try and make up for the fact that I can't do very much day to day, or to make up for the days where I can hardly get out of bed. So what I haven't said yet is that I will be going to see a rheumatologist at some point, and I will update you guys on that. Thank you guys for sticking around, and I hope to see you guys next time. Stay hydrated.